Hi, this is Leah Wahl, your child's math teacher this year. I'm sorry I couldn't be here with you for back to school night, so I made this video to introduce myself and tell you a little bit about the class. First of all, for a little bit about me, this is my 10th year teaching and my 14th year teaching overall. I love math and I love teaching and I love sharing my passion with students and hopefully helping them to develop some passion of their own for math and maybe to even consider going on to a math related career someday. I'm also a LaSalle alum, and after LaSalle, I went to Providence College where I got a degree in math and secondary education, and I've actually been teaching math ever since. When I'm not at school, I like trying to grow my own vegetables. I love baking, especially making cakes. I like to read, and I spend a lot of time with my 4 children who are 7, 5, 3, and 1. I also wanted to share really a little bit about the actual class. So, of course, this is an AP course, and AP Calculus BC is essentially the most rigorous course that we offer at LaSalle in the math department. So it is something that is going to be challenging and is going to require a lot of consistent effort. However, your children, just by virtue of being enrolled in this course, have proven them to be well qualified, and I already know that they are excellent mathematicians. Throughout the course of the year, they may find themselves challenged, but in order to succeed, the 3 things that I always share with them that they need are a positive attitude, consistent effort, and good communication. They need to believe that they can do it. They need to remember that calculus success will require a little bit of work every day, not cramming the night before a quiz or a test. And then good communication. I'm really available for extra help. Typically every morning I'm here by about 7:40 a.m. and a lot of your students are already dropping in to ask little questions here and there to make sure that nothing builds up for them. And then most afternoons that I'm here, definitely Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, not Wednesdays because of our faculty meetings, and then often on a Friday as well. And then a lot of your children are already using email or Remind, which is a texting application that allows me to text them and them to text me, but without us knowing our phone numbers. A lot of them will use email or Remind to get in touch with me outside of school, again, to just clear up a small question here and there. And if they don't let those small questions build up, they end up being able to stay on top of their work. If one of your children is ever absent from class or misses something, they know that their 2 go-to places for resources are Blackbaud and Google Drive. So Blackbaud is where I'm going to post all of the information they need to know about assignments, what the assignments are, when they're due. If they need to get turned in online, they're going to do that on Blackbaud. I'll also post on the calendar information about like when a quiz or a test is going to be, what they should be studying. So if you ever want to know kind of what's going on, you'll see all of that posted on Blackbaud. And of course, I'll keep grades updated in the Blackbaud gradebook as well. I also have linked on our Blackbaud homepage a Google Drive folder. In that Google Drive folder, I will put copies of what we do in class every day for notes, and then if there are ever blank handouts or answer keys or things like that, that goes in Google Drive as well. So if someone's absent, they know to check Blackbaud for the assignments that they may have missed, and if they want to see actually the content of what we did, everything is going to be there in Drive for them. A lot of them also find it really helpful to go back to some of those things while studying. Finally, of course, being an AP class, we are preparing for the AP exam in May. Although the idea of the course is not to teach to the test because we are trying to learn calculus as a whole, I am keeping the test in the forefront of my mind to make sure that I am preparing them to succeed on the AP exam should they choose to take it. The AP exam, as you probably already have heard from them, is not required, but I do strongly encourage it because in this class, many students are taking AP Calc BC because they want to be able to get AP credit for it and possibly get advanced standing once they head to college. Finally, I'll just point out that I do have my email address on this slide for you. So if you ever want to get in touch with me at any time during the year, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to hear from you. I'm really looking forward to working with your sons and daughters throughout the rest of the year. In terms of what your students will be learning, AP Calculus BC covers the equivalent of approximately 2 semesters of traditional college calculus. The course is centered around exploring 2 classical problems in calculus, the first being how to determine rate of change at an instant, and the second to determine how a quantity is accumulating when it is not accumulating at a constant rate. For example, in the 2 graphs that I have on the video, which you can For example, in the 2 graphs that you can see, which are from our first day of school activity, there's a graph that shows the total blackberries picked over time. And it would be difficult to figure out exactly the rate that blackberries were being picked at a certain moment because, as you can see from the smooth curving graph, the rate of change is always changing. So calculus will give us vocabulary to talk about that better, and then also to actually determine the rate of change at an instant. Similarly, the second graph shows the amount of water passing through a gutter per minute. and during a rainstorm. And calculus will give us the ability to figure out how much water passes through the gutter in total. Because the rate at which the water is passing through the gutter is always changing, it's hard to figure out exactly what that quantity is. But again, calculus will give us both the vocabulary and the mechanics for figuring out exactly how much water that is. Finally, I just wanted to give you a tour of our physical space so you can see where your students are learning each day. Welcome to classroom 213. In this room, we're really lucky to have desks that can be arranged in a variety of ways. I often keep them in these tables of 5. Usually 3 or 4 students are sitting here at a time, which is great for collaboration. You can see on the day that I'm making this tour, I have things set up for a whiteboard activity at the start of class. And then also on the back of our walls, we have some nice vertical whiteboards that are also good for student group work. And then in the front of the classroom, we have our regular boards, all the other student work on the wall, and very importantly, our student birthday board that allows us to celebrate each other's birthdays.